Let's rock, 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 rock.
Congratulations. You have just entered a time warp, transporting you to Rock and Roll Flashback podcasts with your host, Jumpin John McDermott.
Thank you for that introduction, and welcome all of you time travelers to Rock and Roll Flashback. I'm Jumpin John, and in this episode of Songs That Were Covers, I will discuss the song Wild Thing. Please note that I am referring to the song first popularized by the Troggs in 1966 and not Tone Loc's song from 1989. A New York City band called the Wild Ones had contacted composer Chip Taylor asking him to write a song for them to release as a single. Taylor composed the song very quickly, calling it Wild Thing. Taylor recorded a demo version where he banged on a tambourine while producer Ron Johnson added a sound using his hands. Producer Jerry Granahan approved the song and then produced the Wild Ones recording with vocals by Chuck Alden. The solo in the middle of the song was performed by the recording engineer using his hands as a whistle. On its release in November 1965, the record failed to sell. Alden later said that he regretted not performing the song in the same way as Taylor's demo. In 1966, Larry Page was the manager of the English rock band called the Troggs. The Troggs' first single had failed to chart. Page had heard the Wild Ones' version of Wild Thing and recommended that the Troggs record it as their second single. Page had booked studio time at London's Olympic Studio for an orchestra session. When that session ended 45 minutes early, the Troggs quickly set up and recorded two songs, Wild Thing and With a Girl Like You. For the solo in the middle of the song, the Troggs used a vessel flute wind instrument called an ocarina. After recording a practice track, the song was then recorded and mixed live in one complete take. A music video for Wild Thing was later shot at Odenplan Metro Station in Stockholm, Sweden. The Troggs' Wild Thing was released on Fontana Records in the UK on April 22, 1966, and in 1967 it peaked at number 2 on the UK singles chart. Here is the Troggs' version of Wild Thing.
Wild thing, I think I love you. But I wanna know for sure. Come on, hold me tight. I love you. Wild thing. You make my heart sing. You make everything groovy.
In the U.S., on June 25, 1966, the Troggs' Wild Thing single entered the Billboard Hot 100 chart, and on July 30th, 1966, it reached number 1, where it remained for 2 weeks. It also reached number 1 in Australia and number 1 in New Zealand. In Canada, it peaked at number 2 on August 8, 1966. Due to a distribution dispute, the Troggs single was available on 2 competing labels in the United States, Fontana and Atco Records. Because both pressings were taken from the same master recording, Billboard combined the sales for both releases. Consequently, the Troggs' Wild Thing is the only single to simultaneously reach number 1 for 2 companies in the U.S. A settlement was reached later in 1966, which gave Fontana exclusive rights to future Troggs releases. Their version of Wild Thing was ranked at number 257 on the Rolling Stone magazine's 2004 list of the 500 greatest songs of all time. In 2019, the Troggs version of the song was inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame. Wild Thing would end up being covered by hundreds of artists over the years, thereby making songwriter Chip Taylor very wealthy. Unfortunately, he has admitted that those royalty earnings also fueled his gambling addiction. Here are a few of the most prominent covers of Wild Thing. Perhaps the most famous cover of the song was done by Jimi Hendrix. On the final night of the 1967 Monterey Pop Festival, the Jimi Hendrix Experience gave a dramatic performance of Wild Thing. Jimi Hendrix, using a can of lighter fluid, famously set his guitar on fire at the song's conclusion. It was all captured in filmmaker D.A. Pennebaker's documentary movie titled Monterey Pop. Live recordings of Wild Thing by Hendrix are found on several albums, including 2001's Voodoo Child, the Jimi Hendrix Collection, and 2007's Live at Monterey. Here's an excerpt from Jimi Hendrix's live version of Wild Thing as performed at 1967's Monterey Pop Festival.
Sing it with me. Wild Thing. You make my heart sing. You make forever blue. Wild Thing. Wild Thing, I think you move. But I wanna know for sure. Come in, I suck it to me one time. You move me. Look out.
Also in 1967, Parkway Records released a parody recording of Wild Thing. Under the comedy troupe name of the Hardly Worth It Players, comedian Bill Minkin sang the song in the verbal style of Democratic Senator Robert Kennedy, while a recording engineer is heard giving instructions. The single reached number 20 on the Billboard Hot 100. On the 45's flip side, Minkin performed Wild Thing in an impression of Republican Senator Everett Dirksen. On August 13, 1977, the all-girl band The Runaways released their Live in Japan album. The band, whose lineup at the time included Joan Jett and Lita Ford, performed a hard rock rendition of Wild Thing with various alterations in lyrics. In 1981, Suzy Sue also added new lyrics and recorded Wild Thing with her second band, The Creatures. In 1984, the band X released a version as a non-album single. 5 years later, X's version of Wild Thing was included on the soundtrack of the feature film Major League. In the movie, X's Wild Thing was the entrance theme to Charlie Sheen's character, relief pitcher Ricky Wild Thing Vaughn. In 1985, Jeff Beck recorded a cover of Wild Thing during the recording sessions for the album Flash. It was released only as a promo single and never appeared on the album, but would later be featured on Beck's 1991 compilation album, Beckology. In 1988, comedian Sam Kinison recorded a version of Wild Thing to close out his stand-up album, Have You Seen Me Lately? The accompanying music video got heavy airplay on MTV at the time. Others appearing in Kinison's video were Playboy model Jessica Hahn and several rock stars from popular 80s rock bands, including Slash, Steve Stevens, Billy Idol, Tommy Lee, and many more. Kinison's version of Wild Thing was nominated for a Grammy Award for Best Comedy Recording. Here is an excerpt from Sam Kinison's version of Wild Thing.
Think you move me. But I wanna know for sure. Every time I kiss you, I taste what other men have for lunch. The only thing that gets you off is to see me in pain, but I think I love you. You make my heart break. You do everything. Came to mind. I thought I'd say that. You make me trust you. This stuck the knife in my heart. You're a lying, unfaithful, untrustable tramp, and I think I love you. You make my heart scream.
This has been another episode of the Rock and Roll Flashback podcast with your host, Jumpin John McDermott.
Thank you for listening to another episode in the Songs That Were Covers series here on Rock and Roll Flashback. I will conclude this podcast episode with Jeff Beck's version of Wild Thing. So, fellow time travelers, may your path be smooth and your music always be rockin'.
And until next time,
rock on, rock on, rock on, rock on. Rock on, rock on.